Why, hello, minions of YouTube. This is Fuzzy here with Fuzzy's Adventures, and we are working on a 2017 Polaris General 1000 Deluxe that I've been slowly putting together and blah, blah, blah. But today, I decided to take on Super Dave Super Tough bushings. Don't mind the razor, they're the same suspension. But on the rear, oops, that ain't good. On the rear carrier, which is here, this is the driver's side. And as you can see, the bottom is the wider, skinnier is the top. Sets in there like so. Well, these top bushings are really easy to get at. They've got about almost a 1/4 inch of a lip on the inside that you can get a punch on and punch out. And a normal standard punch fits in there just fine. But these bottom ones, being as long as it is, it's kind of a pain in the butt. Because on this side, I've gotten one out already, but you look down in there. Come on, phone, focus. There we go. That there's a very tiny little lip down in there, about 1/8 of an inch, and you can't get a punch on it to save your life. And these bushings, they're a hard polymer plastic, so they just bend and break and chip out of the way. So what you have to do as I drop this bushing, you have to take a Dremel or a saw, whatever you have or prefer, and notch 2 little pieces out like so. So it can be bent in like that, so you can actually just tap it out from here with your standard tapered or straight punch, whatever you got, or screwdriver, or flat screwdriver, whatever. Because as soon as you relieve the tension from in here, it just drops right out. Not a problem in the world. And once that comes apart, and you can get everything out, what you want to do is, this one's already completed. See? Ubers and Ubers and Ubers amounts of grease. Makes life so much easier on install. See these bushings? They're nice, flush mount. On that side, this side here, they are milled exactly to fit directly into the control arm. See, it's a super, super tight fit. They don't even want to fit together right now. But the tolerances are so tight, so much better than the Polaris ones, because for those of you who do not know what you are riding on your Polarises, at least 2016 I believe and newer, this is what you are riding on. A outside bushing that sits on the edge of your control arm with an O-ring on it. These sit right here. So all your force from your bolt is on this little rubber O-ring that sits inside the control arm. Because in between those 2 bushings sits 2 more plastic bushings and this rod. So your entire interior bolt doesn't even sit on an actual bushing. Like, say, you know, that turd out there or that thing there. I mean, you're sitting on O-rings. O-rings. It blows my mind that engineers are this dumb and can't even go automotive grade and work with that. This is just blows my mind. But yeah, she looks kind of bare in here, and that's good. It comes apart fairly easily, folks. They're not that bad to work on. Mostly all the bolts through here for your control arms and for your shock mounts up top and bottom on your lower control arm. They're all 15 mil, and they're not too bad to work with a 3/8 drive. Your hardest bolt to work with is the one that runs through here, which is this big 18 millimeter bolt. And what they use is red Loctite right there. But you don't want to heat it because you've got a nylon lock nut. So it's literally brute force unless you want to replace that lock nut, and I just don't feel like replacing it. But other than that, folks, it's really not that bad to pull the shocks. and drill out the rivets that hold the brake line retainers on. These little guys. Just drill out the top of the rivet. I used 9/32 and just pried the cap off and pushed the guts into the control arm. Real easy. It's not that bad. But since you are this far, and if you are going to do a Super Dave's Super Tough bushing kit, do yourself a favor. Go online, surf around for Polaris wheel bearing greasers, and look for this one, okay? You'll see plenty of them out there that are solid to where you have to remove the shaft or you have to remove that entire carrier. Trust me, just find the one that has a hole drilled through it. It fits perfectly once you square it up. It does fit right in. And then your axle shaft can stick through the center and you can grease your bearings. It makes life so much easier. And maintenance is so much easier because all you have to do is pull the 2 caliper bolts, pull the caliper off, and you can pull this lovely hub off completely. And it's out of your way. So this will be a lifesaver, a time saver, and a huge money saver for your bearings. I've gotten at least 6 pumps a piece of just my standard grease gun in each bearing on the front that I've already done. This will save you money and time and a lot of headache. These are my recommendations for the Super Dave's Super Tough bushing kit install. And I'll tie in another video with how everything goes back together. Thanks so much. Have a good one.